Hello there. How did you find Module 1? Did you get to explore a little bit about your relationship with being alone and the concept of loneliness? The main take-homes, I believe, is around firstly exploring your history and understanding a little bit more about your attachment style. And of course, in your guidebook, there's some resources that you can explore a bit deeper if you want to know about your attachment style, so that you can perhaps do a little bit of work to ensure that you've got a healthy, secure attachment style when it comes to making relationships work. We also did talk a lot about making friends with the idea of being alone and not feeling, well, two things. Firstly, not seeing being lonely at times as the worst thing ever. And in fact, it's inevitable and you don't need to fear it like I used to when I was young, because at the end of the day, we're going to have periods in our life where we are lonely, not just alone, but actually feeling lonely, and being able to accept that and realize it will pass and not see it as the most overwhelming, devastating experience ever will help you through it. In addition to that, I wanted you to really understand that being alone doesn't mean automatically that you're lonely. And the whole point of the module in many ways is to encourage you to make friends with yourself. And even though I'm sure you've already heard this before about, be your own best friend, if you can start a sincere relationship with yourself where you tune in to your preferences and how you want to enjoy life and see yourself as a companion, you won't feel alone. You'll feel more confident. You'll take better care of yourself. And that will generate this beautiful energy within that will attract people. So ironically, the more you seem comfortable with being on your own and going on me dates and spending activities solo quite happily, you will actually also attract people into your life, which is the best of both worlds. It means whether you're alone or whether you're with others, you will feel settled and content and be able to accept the situation. Now, another key point of Module 1, which you have to take throughout the entire course and throughout your entire life, is around compassionate self-awareness. If you're not managing this change with a gentle compassion towards yourself, understanding that we're all flawed, that we all make mistakes, and that in life, suffering is inevitable, we're all in this together. If you can't be kind and gentle as you pursue these challenges, it'll be brutal and you won't have the learning opportunities. You won't be able to foster a sense of curiosity because you'll be too busy being in conflict with yourself and berating yourself needlessly. So spend as much time as you need on understanding compassionate self-awareness, where you're your own best friend, where you look after yourself like you would someone that you really cherish. Until you've actually mastered that, you shouldn't go on any further. So go back over the work, do some additional reading. There's some resources in the guidebook, but please make compassionate self-awareness your best friend. I'll see you at the end of the next module. Welcome to Module 2. During this module, we're going to do a deep dive into your nature on a whole new level. Positive psychology highlights that the happiest individuals in the world possess a deep understanding of their unique strengths like creativity and persistence, as well as knowing their core values such as kindness and humour. They leverage these attributes to craft fulfilling lives. To truly appreciate yourself, embarking on a journey of self-discovery is an absolute must. It allows you to grasp who you are in this moment. I like to call it the now you. And it'll set the stage for better understanding how you want to live your life, the people you want to attract, and the goals you want to aspire towards. To start this exploration, we'll delve into the concept of compassionate self-awareness, or CSA as I like to call it. This is a term that was coined by Dr. Leslie Becker Phelps, and she's a bit of a guru on the topic. And she encourages you to navigate the often very challenging terrain of self-discovery without falling into the trap of harsh self-criticism. So instead of viewing yourself through the lens of negativity, CSA promotes a gentle, supportive attitude, allowing you to acknowledge your imperfections without that judgment piece. This approach not only helps you to cultivate a deeper understanding of yourself, but it also fosters a sense of safety and self-acceptance, which is key as you want to get to know yourself better. We've talked about this quite a lot in Module 1, but it's extremely important that you have this embedded as a way of approaching growth and self-discovery. Embracing self-compassion means treating your mistakes with kindness and understanding. This perspective allows for growth and risk-taking because you'll be willing to try new things without fear of self-criticism or worrying about failure and then beating yourself up. We need to accept that we are all inherently flawed. We create a fertile ground for growth, which will allow us to take those risks and learn and evolve when we can accept our imperfections. I discussed this in the previous module, and I'll probably continue to bring it up during every aspect of the work that we do, because without self-compassion, it's almost impossible for us to grow, because people don't learn in the context of negativity. They learn when they're being positively reinforced. We know that as psychologists and how conditioning occurs, but we also see it when we reward our children and young people and our animals. Everything in nature responds to positivity versus negativity. So I'd like you to do a little exercise now. I'd like you to write a self-compassion letter. So in this letter, which you can just pop in your journal, begin by acknowledging some of the struggles and feelings of inadequacy you might have had during your life. Maybe there's some recent examples you can draw from. In the letter, express understanding and kindness towards these feelings, as you would a friend facing a similar challenge. Repeatedly reinforce that it's okay to be imperfect and that growth actually comes by embracing these imperfections while simultaneously striving for progression and make improvements. So while self-discovery can sometimes feel uncomfortable, especially when confronted with aspects of ourselves that we may not like, if you can couple it with self-compassion, it makes the journey so much more manageable. What we want to do is remove the emotional barriers that can hinder personal growth. It becomes easier to face challenges and the truth about where we're at, where we can learn from our past experiences and engage in constructive self-reflection when we are doing this enveloped in self-support, self-love, self-kindness. This isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. It's going to take time. In fact, it's a lifelong program. You need to embrace the notion that you can pace yourself, but you want to continue to be working towards growth and change while accepting yourself along the way. Another little exercise I'd like you to do is, in your journal, jot down some practical ways that you can embrace the approach of compassionate self-awareness. A simple mantra is a really good starting point. An affirming phrase like, I forgive you, I love you, it will be okay. Just statements that can be really powerful reminders to treat yourself kindly and with respect. By consistently revisiting these mantras, you reinforce the importance of self-compassion in everyday life. Change will be so much easier because you know that you're not going to beat yourself up whenever you make a mistake. As we try doing new challenges and embracing new ways of living, you don't want to compound the difficulty by then bruising your sense of well-being and destabilizing your emotional equilibrium by being unnecessarily harsh. simple way to get to know yourself is by exploring my self-appreciation profile. Through years of experience helping others discover a deeper sense of self-awareness, I developed 4 key elements, and I called it my VAST profile. The acronym VAST stands for Values, Aspirations, Strengths, and Traits in Progress. This profile highlights key aspects that make you uniquely you. And in this module, we are going to home in on 2 of the fundamental pillars, values and strengths. These 2 pillars serve as excellent starting points for building self-appreciation. If you're eager to explore the complete VAST profile and cultivate an even deeper self-love, well then I invite you to join me on my online retreat, and you can just jump on my website, plenishmindhealth.com, and look up the retreats, and you can see some of the other courses and opportunities that I have to help you have a more in-depth understanding of who you are in the world. But for the purpose of this course, we're going to focus on values and strengths as a way of getting to know yourself better. As many of you know, several years ago, I trained as a certified facilitator of Dr. Brené Brown's The Daring Way program. This was an experience that was both transformative and enlightening for me, and it was well worth the trip all the way to the United States to be trained with Brené and her team. And through the journey, I learned that knowing your values is essential for living authentically. Your values represent what you hold dear. They guide your beliefs, your actions, your decisions. They kind of provide your moral compass to navigate life. Unlike your strengths, which we'll be talking about soon, which, by the way, remain pretty much stable over your lifetime, values, on the other hand, can evolve as we accumulate experiences and insights. So it's essential to engage in regular self-reflection to ensure that your values still resonate and feel current with the now you. Taking the time to check in with yourself regarding your values also allows you to celebrate the areas where you are living authentically and gently adjusting your course whenever you find yourself straying, which we all do. If you've ever felt that sense of being lost or a little bit disconnected, it might be a signal that your values are a little bit misaligned. Perhaps you've adopted beliefs that you don't truly resonate with anymore. Maybe you've been overly influenced by family or by society, or holding on to outdated perspectives. Through self-awareness, you can redefine your values. You can shed beliefs that are no longer serving you and embrace a more authentic version of yourself. I find it so exciting to think about life as an ever-changing landscape, and the regular updating of your values is a key element of that process. So let's take a deeper dive into your personal values, or your code of conduct might be another way to see it. Understanding and embracing these qualities not only enriches your life, but also helps you to attract like-minded people. When you're clear on what you stand for, you cultivate deeper connections with others who also share similar values. And this creates a very supportive network or community. The exercises coming up are designed to help you appreciate who you are and foster a sense of pride. A pride about being glad to be you. I'd like you to take a moment to review the list of core values that on your downloadable guidebook and jot down the ones that resonate most. Reflect on each option and consider how they align with your beliefs about what's genuinely good and true for your life. Your top 5 values will represent the essence of who you are and how you want to live your life. It's important that you absorb these values and that you see them as part of your identity. So to internalize these values, write them down and put them on display in a prominent part of your home, as well as sharing them with friends and family. This practice will help reinforce your values and ensure that you're incorporating them in your daily actions, which will ultimately boost your self-esteem as well as attract those people I was mentioning that are similar or that at least admire the values that you have. It's great to embrace your values and see them as your true north, a guiding compass that helps steer you through life's uncertainties. And it also really enhances your connection with yourself and your connection with others. Let's do another little exercise. Write down at least 10 things that bring you joy, ranging from simple pleasures like that first cup of coffee in the morning to significant achievements. Consider your experiences, hobbies, or moments that make you feel truly happy. For each joyful activity, I want you to now analyze how it aligns with your core values. Reflect on why these activities resonate with you and what they reveal about your personal beliefs and capabilities. Consider now how you can incorporate more of these beneficial activities into your daily life. Reflect on how doing so might enhance your overall well-being. How's it going to help you? In what way is it going to value add your life? And what steps can you take to prioritize these activities as you progress through life? So that's a little bit of an understanding about how to immerse yourself in a value-driven life. It all starts with you having a clear understanding of what your current values are and then rolling them out and absorbing them every day in the way you think, how you make decisions, how you connect with people, and who you want to attract. Let's move on now and think about your strengths. You know, we are all born with unique character strengths that represent the finest aspects of our personality. By understanding and harnessing these strengths, your personal superpowers if you like, you can elevate your self-esteem and you can truly shine, which will not only enhance your self-love, but it'll also allow you to achieve goals more and just make life more aspirational. Recognizing and utilizing your strengths can have a profound effect on your life. When you focus on what you do well, you not only feel more confident, but also you'll become more motivated and you'll engage in more activities that are aligned with your strengths. And this will lead to greater success in both your personal life and your professional endeavors, as you leverage your natural abilities to overcome challenges and achieve your goals. Emphasizing strengths not only nurtures your self-identity, but it creates a more positive and overall resilient mindset as you can get that sense of stability in knowing what you're capable of. So to uncover your unique character strengths, I want you to go into your guidebook and take Seligman's Strengths Questionnaire. It's online, and after you complete the assessment, take a look at your strengths, take a look at the ones that are listed so that you can gain insight into your true character. Your strengths might be to do with wisdom. It could be related to courage, humanity, justice. It could be connected to temperance or transcendence. There's many different strengths that you will be able to identify. And once you know your top 5 strengths, write them down so that they can visibly be a reminder and serve as a guide to what you can bring to the table. So once you've identified your strengths, It's important to create a plan to integrate them into the things that you do. Write down 3 ways you can leverage these strengths in your personal and your work life over the coming weeks. Reflect on how incorporating these strengths will impact your self-esteem, your competence, and your overall happiness. Answer these questions in your journal also. How do my core strengths shape my decisions and relationships? What strengths do I see in myself that I haven't fully embraced yet? How can I cultivate a more compassionate view of myself as I navigate the challenges in your life? Now that you have 2 really vital elements of your nature under your belt, you have a clearer understanding of your values and your strengths, your life is going to take on much better clarity and greater meaning. Remember that self-discovery is a lifelong journey. It's not a destination. Embracing compassionate self-awareness is always key in identifying what your next move is and reflecting and learning on things that have already happened. Your values and your strengths can be integrated into your life and profoundly transform your ability to enjoy yourself and enjoy others. Each step you take on this journey will bring you closer to understanding yourself in a more meaningful way and deepen your connections with others. I hope you've enjoyed this module 2, which is focused very much on understanding your values and understanding your strengths, as well as weaving self-compassion into everything that you do. I look forward to seeing you in the next module, but before that, I hope you do some more reflecting and pondering around your own values and your own strengths and how you can elevate them so that they become part of your branding and how people start to see you.